we have 4 players. This is the round of 6. 2 of them are going to go on to the semifinals. I am Wolf. With me is Caldor, and the Blizzard Cup is getting insane.
It's getting really interesting right now. We have a Zerg versus Zerg today to start things off, and then we have a Protoss versus Zerg with Harding, the last Zerg standing. The Terrans are already out of the Blizzard Cup, and Harding is the last sole survivor, the last force up against the Swarm.
Yeah, he's got 5 Zergs up against him.
Yep.
He's only going to have to face potentially 3 of them, but
he's going to need a lot of soul to immortal push his way through all of those guys.
Yeah, he definitely is going to need a lot of soul for that. And I got to say, man, the Zerg versus Zerg we got coming up first is going to be pretty exciting too. This tournament, we started off with 1 Terran, and he just got dominated. We had 2 Protoss yesterday getting dominated as well. Only Parting has been able to come this far, and I think, you know, considering how well he's only getting Zerg so far, especially towards the second half of this year, he may be able to go all the way.
Yeah, it was really close yesterday. Seed was 1 map win away from actually getting into 2nd place in this group, but then Live just decided to go for a 6th pool on Whirlwind, which was a little bit unexpected, and was able to dominate the last map and therefore advance, and Seed was out.
Now, we have a Heart of the Swarm event coming up before the Grand Final. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Korean Standard Time, so make sure to tune to that. Caldor and I will also be casting that before the actual finals, so make sure to tune in. You can see the rest of the information down there. We're going to have the finals after the awards ceremony.
And by the way, about the location and how you get there, if you're in Seoul, if you happen to be here, there are also a few threads up on GOMTV.net, so check them out. They've been posted yesterday, so if you don't know where exactly the location was and how to get there, everything is now written in the forum, so go to GOMTV.net and check it out.
Yeah, definitely check those out. You know, if you're in Seoul, you better be going down there and watching it. Well, I think it's time to start talking about what we are about to see. But first, actually before that, let's see what happened, how we got here in the first place. Leenock taking first place, goes straight to the semifinals. Parting and GRG, on the other hand, go into the round of 6. That's where we are today.
DRG a little bit disappointed here because he was actually headed for first place and then suddenly throws the map again away against Parting, loses the best of 3 and finds himself in, well, not the first place, not advancing to the semifinal.
Yep. Now here are yesterday's results. Sniper taking the top score, a +5. Violet, on the other hand, taking 3rd place with a -1. Still makes it out of the group over Seed, who had -2. Life somewhere in the middle here with a +2 score.
And here we have our playoffs. Leenock and Sniper are currently waiting for their opponent. DRG has to face Life. The winner is going to face the FXO Zerg player. And as you can see in the 2nd semifinal, Parting and Violet will decide who's going to go up against Sniper.
Now check out the information about the maps that we are going to see here for this ZvZ. You can see both players actually have decent win rates on most maps. Whirlwind seems to be a struggle map for both players. In fact, DRG at 2 and 6, and Life, on the other hand, has only played 1 game on it. He lost it.
At least in this matchup, exactly. Yeah. Overall, of course, yesterday with a couple of wins on the map, but yes, in the Zerg versus Zerg, he doesn't have a single win on Whirlwind just yet. But this is going to be a 1-6 ZvZ. As you already pointed out, Wolf, this is one great mirror matchup. DRG has shown such a great performance in Group A against Zerg, and Life on the other hand. I mean, this guy is just so strong in every single matchup that he plays these days.
This feels like a battle of the old versus the new. DongRaeGu dominant the first half of this year, Life dominant in the second half of the year. And it's going to be kind of like a battle to see who takes the last laugh. Who is going to take this final tournament for GSL in 2012. You can see the starting map, Belsteer, Vestige. Neither player has actually played a ZvZ on this map just yet.
Yeah, and you know, DRG, I pointed out earlier, he was his biggest enemy in Group A. He could have advanced to the semifinal right away, but then he was a bit complacent against Parting, and suddenly things changed. So today, he has to be here. This is the one reason why he's sitting in the booth right now and has to face Live. And I can guarantee you, today he is going to take it serious every single time. We won't see him dancing the links unless he's 100% sure that he's really going to take the game.
Yeah. Look at his wins to get over here. 2-1 over MVP, beat Hero 2-1, was also able to take Leenock. Did not defeat Parting there at the end. Would have taken first place had he been able to accomplish that.
The one loss on the second map, he already had it in his pocket. He had won the game, danced his lings, and then suddenly Parting turned it around and was able to win the best of 3. And this is why we have Parting now in the other semi-final. Well, actually not quite yet. We see him in the other round of 6 match later on. Yeah. But here we have the opponent of DRG.
Here he is, taken to 2-1 over Sniper, who ended up going in first place in the group, took out Rain 2-0 as well, was not able to defeat Violet 2-0, which could become a problem for him later on in this tournament, but he was able to take Seed out 2-1 and therefore secured his place here, and also eliminated Protoss from the group. This guy is the new player, the youngest player, the only Royal Roader in the GSL history. This guy, man, he's got a lot of potential. He's been falling off a little bit, whereas I feel DRG's kind of been, he was in somewhat of a slump, but he's kind of been coming back to his old peak, and they're both kind of meeting in the middle here.
The thing about life is just like this guy, he has no respect. He is not intimidated by anyone. He is not afraid to use a 6-pull in the last game of the day in the third map of a best of 3. He is so cheeky. He just doesn't care. He is just going for the strategy that he thinks is going to win him the game, and quite often that's actually the case. Right now he's up against DongRaeGu, a Zerg player who has shown throughout the last 2 days that he is also very aggressive in this matchup. We've seen a lot of early pulls by him, 10 pulls with gas, trying to take down Lino. He was able to do it. Played a couple of Series and Iron Squid as well in this matchup. This is it, Wolf. This is the first game. We're jumping to Belgium Vestige in the round of 6 at the Blizzard Cup. DRG versus Life, brought to you by Colin Wolf.
Are you ready for this? We're never gonna get help alone.
One of the strongest Zerg players that we have in Korea is starting at the bottom right in this first best of 5 in the round of 6. It is the MVP star. It's the final boss. It is
MVP DongRaeGu.
As long as this guy can keep his emotions in check, he is one of the scariest opponents you can ever face.
That is so true. He is scary. But he's up against an opponent who is also very, very tough. The champion of the 4th GSL Code S season. Starting to the top left, starting for Startail. We have in blue.
Starting live.
Going for the 9-pull as well, as indicated here by that blob in the ground. Wants to start things off aggressively. And you know, that's kind of been DRG's style actually in most of the ZvZs have been playing in this tournament. We also saw him do this in Iron Squid. He just loves to be aggressive, and what's interesting about this to me is DRG seems to struggle a little bit in the late ZvZ. He doesn't always know how to make the best choices because he's so aggressive early on. But Life is actually going to be the one who puts on the aggression first, and so to me, that's quite interesting. You know, Life is actually saying, I'm not even going to get to that point with you. I want to test you on a 2-player map. Can you hold my 10-pull? Or 9-pull in this case.
Life is also going he's going for the pool right now. He went into the extractor cancel to get the extra supply, and wow, DRG is gambling a little bit. He's going into the 15 hatch here, and this is going to be so interesting. Depending on when he builds his pool, Life might even get a build order win here. He doesn't go for gas. We have the pool at 9 and not at 10. And also, you have to consider that Life yesterday did struggle a little bit in this matchup against Sniper. He was able to take it just barely, and it was so close. And then Violet suddenly took out Life without dropping a single map against a strong Startail Zerg. So now this is going to be a little bit different. Yeah. Life is setting a different pace here.
You're right. You know, Life has actually been claimed by many people to be the best Zerg versus Zerg player in the world, but recently it's been his shakiest matchup by far. We'll see though if DRG can hold the pressure. Spawning pool not even halfway done. Life's Queen is already done. And here come those Lings. What's he going to do? Is he going to go right for the main, or is he going to try to damage the hatch? The hatch seems to be the better choice here. He chooses it. Going 6 Lings on that hatch. And DRG, he needs to either cancel here potentially, or...
Cancel. There's no way for him to save it.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to pull drones if he's not going to cancel that. He's going to cancel at the last second, it looks
Even
like.
with the drone pull, he can't do anything. There are too many Zerglings. They're not only the initial 6, but there are way more right now. At this point,
cancel.
we have 10 on the map, and this is really surprising. No cancel.
And he's just going to lose it as well.
This is really surprising. Yeah, there was just no way to not cancel the hatch. Oh wow, DRG.
Was this a mistake?
Definitely. That was not intentional. Right now we have him in the main base. The Zerglings are not there yet. They will spawn in a second, but they're also trying to be surrounded. Not quite yet.
You know, this is a terrible position for DRG. That's so many resources lost. Now his spawning pool is actually under fire. Nice control here by Life, trying to pick off one of those Lings. DRG's control, though, equally as good. He's not quite able to do it.
DRG is building Lings and nothing else but Lings. Life, on the other hand, he has to catch up. He has less drones than his opponent, is trying to close the gap, and he will be the player with the expansion. DongRaeGu lost a lot of resources when he did not cancel the hatch,
Yeah.
and now he needs to rebuild it, and he needs to rebuild it fast, because Life is on his way getting another queen. He already has the queen a little bit faster, he has the hatch now, and the supply count in drones is even down.
Exactly. The one thing that DRG really has going for him now is his faster speed tech. It's about 90% done here. It's getting closer and closer. Now once that finishes, he's going to be able to literally run circles around Life.
Very good point. He will have the speed. He can force the engagement.
He needs to block that ramp, in fact. Life does. If he doesn't do it, then DRG's, when his speed kicks in just a few seconds here, can actually run in and start picking off drones.
Yeah, Life needs to be careful here. I don't think he knows about the speed tech.
Yeah, he
he
doesn't
saw the
realize
main
it.
base of his opponent, so he must have realized that there's a lot of gas that was already mined. So I would be surprised if he doesn't get it, but with the queen, he should be fine here.
Yeah.
He needs to protect it, though.
Yeah, he needs to block that ramp. He's actually going to stop. He's not even going to mine at all at his natural, it looks like here.
Yeah, there's already one queen, a few Zerglings already sent over. DRG applying a lot of pressure here. Life at the same time with the Baneling Nest. DRG also heading into Banelings here now. But the speed for Life will soon be done. And this is the timing that DongRaeGu has. And he goes into the main base and
He's
suddenly
gonna
the
be able to
queen
get
is
that queen.
exposed.
He gets the queen for sure here, I feel. Well,
He needs to be careful with the drones.
Yeah, and I think he's actually missed his window because Life's speed is about to finish. As long as he keeps his queen in the mineral line, as he does, perfectly positioned in between those two crystals. Oh no, he moves out in the last second though, but the Spine Caller will finish. Will he save it?
No.
Not quite.
No, it doesn't save the queen. A bit of a misstep here by Life at first. As you pointed out, Wolf, a perfect positioning for Life's queen between the mineral patches. He wants to hit the inject though, and he sees DRG moving out, and he assumes that the Zerglings are going to retreat. But DRG sees the movement with the queen, turns around, takes it, and that was a good snipe by him.
Yeah, we actually are pretty much on even terms here. Life has an extra inject a little bit faster. The only thing that is really a big advantage for Life is, of course, that 300 minerals lost on the hatch now, because with the queen count is evened out, the drone count is evened out. Life's got an aggressive position here with his Banelings, but DRG with the Spine Caller finishing and 2 queens should be fine.
A big problem for Life later on is going to be that DRG has much more gas than he does. He's getting 5-7 additional Banelings. He's investing all this extra gas that he has into Banelings right now. He does not know how much Life has, what Life is committing here.
Yeah, exactly. Life, on the other hand, still only on 1 gas, has not taken any additional ones yet. DRG, on the other hand, has taken a 2nd gas and will likely take his 3rd and 4th very soon. He's also got an aggressive position here where he can pick off the queen.
The queen is going to die, but at what cost? He's losing a lot of Zerglings, heading into the main base again. Life is joining up hard. He has a lot more harvesters now. He's at 37 to 29. DRG has the faster lair tech on the other hand, but he needs to be careful. Life has a really good economy at this point.
Yeah, the economy is going to start to stack up, but you're so right about that tech. Life is going to have to start adding his additional gases. He's actually just now added his 2nd one, but he's very behind DRG, who is already adding his 3rd.
He has his own lair tech now though,
Yeah.
so he's a little bit behind in the gas mining, but with the extra drones that he has, he can now go straight into 4, which is what he does. So DRG is a bit ahead in the gas mining, but that's something that Life will probably be able to negate at some point.
Yeah, you're right. Another counterattack here by Life, just wants to poke and see what's going on. He sees a ton of Banelings, decides to back up.
A lot of aggression in this game from the start. Life trying to force the issue, able to take down the hatch of DRG. DRG not gonna cancel it, but then able to just even things out a little bit. Has more gas, has the speed earlier, can put on the aggression. Life had to defend, lost the queen here. And now the faster tech, just a little bit for DRG. And also the extra gas. You can really see the bank building up.
Life sees the lair finish, but he does not see the Spire. That's really critical here because the Spire, not knowing about this, can actually be deadly. But in this case, I feel like Life should be able to have enough time to react. He's got a lot of Overlords out on the map right now. It looks like about 6-7 Overlords. He's pulling some of them back from the middle of the map, but the ones that are the closest to DRG's base will go down. And he hasn't made any extra Overlords, but he is getting his Infestation Pit at a normal time. He's also getting +1 for not only his Roaches, but of course his Queens will have that +1 advantage as well.
Life is gonna head straight into the Infestation Pit. I'm not surprised here. DRG has shown in Iron Squid, in the Blizzard Cup, and in former games that he's really fond of the Spire tech these days in the mirror matchup. So Life going straight into the Infestation Pit. Actually supply blocked at this point, and heavily at that. He just now started the Overlord. So
And
it's
that's only
gonna
one
accumulate
Overlord.
a lot of minerals.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, really nice control here by Life, having those Roaches out. and he pokes away the Lings. The Ling's not really able to start damaging that hatchery, which is what DongRaeGu would like, because he would like to be able to damage the hatchery so the Mutas could come and potentially finish it off with this wave of Lings, but he will be able to kill these Overlords that I was talking about earlier.
And now we are in a situation where the +1 attack upgrade that Life is currently getting will help him a lot at defending his third base. The third base is usually the weak point that you have, especially when you're up against a Mutalisk playing Zerg player. So you try to defend it, but the Zergling run-bys are always giving you a hard time. And with a +1 attack upgrade for the Roaches, a Roach can 2-hit a Zergling. Therefore, the expansion for Life should be safe here, as long as he gets the extra Queens, and also, of course, the Infestors out in time so that he can deal with Mutalisks.
Yep. These Lings are going to force some of DRG's Lings back. He's running towards that third base. He's actually got a second wave going on the right side of the map too. So DRG may be delayed in his attack, and he also is going to have to deal with this or he's going to cancel his own third. It looks like he will be back in time, but this gives Life the opportunity to get those Infestors into position. A Ling run by in the main will kill this Queen potentially, though he's got one Baneling to help it, but he has
Nice, well
a
done.
few more Lings. He's just going to pick up drones.
Yeah, well detonated here. And of course, he's just trying to occupy his opponent a little bit. And he might be able to get the Queen after all, but probably not with the Mutalisks now in the picture.
Just barely not able to get it, but he killed a decent amount of Harvesters there.
Top left though, we have a bit of a fight going on. +1 attack is done, and therefore the Lings are screwed.
11 drone serve for DRG at this point. He knows he has a little bit of map control with these Mutalisks, but the Hydralisks have started for Life.
But you know, the Mutalisks can't do anything. Life already identified, okay, you are going into Mutalisks, so he retreated with every single Overlord. This is the only one that has been killed, and only because Life was not able to get into an Overseer in time. So, not a lot of Overlord kills here, just like 1 or 2. Life is not wasting any gas on Mutalisk. He's going straight into Infestors, into Hydralisk, and has his tech ready. So the position for Life is a really good one, especially since DRG was also not able to pressure his third.
Yeah, now he's got the Hydras in position with the Infestors. He's starting to add the Roaches in, because he kind of built a small Roach count, and then he had too many Hydras. So, you know, you can't have only Hydras without Roaches. He got the support for the Roaches now, but I feel like he needs to bring those Hydras into the main base, though, because he's starting to lose some Overlords actually on his own home turf.
That was a bit of an overstep here, but there's another thing that we need to consider. The army supply is significantly in favor of Life.
Oh, and it's going to get even worse if he loses these Mutas.
The reason is that Life just stopped droning. He stopped droning at 50. DRG went up to 70 drones. So now we have a huge army for Life, and he's trying to hit a bit of a timing here. With those +1 Roaches, he can do a lot of damage, and if you just look at the Roach numbers in general, we have currently 17 for Life and nearly none for his opponent. DongRaeGu is just now building the first 9 Roaches. That's not enough.
It's not enough. The Infestors don't have support here. They're dropping all their defensive Terrans, but Life, once he gets through the infested Terrans, should be able to clean up house.
The Hydralisks are lending their extra DPS, and DRG is in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to do something against Life's composition here, but now suddenly we don't have any energy left on those Infestors, and they are dying,
They're
Wolf.
just dying. They don't even run away in time. Now he starts to run a little bit, but he's been targeted down. GG.
GG indeed.
The
Life.
composition, the scouting, and that 20 supply difference in drones actually just gave Life that win.
A very different strategy here for Life. Life is going straight into the infestation pit. He knows how DRG played. He watched DRG's matches. He knows about his strategies, the strategy that he played against Lenok, and he just saw, okay, you're going into Mutalisk. I will force all my Overlords back. I will be in a position where you don't kill too much. I have my third base. It is safe because I have my +1 Roaches that I will use with the timing, but I can also use them to defend the third base. I get the better Roach count. I stop droning at 50. I go into army, and then I hit a timing. DongRaeGu instead tried to control the middle of the game with Mutalisks, the mid game, and then drone up and get this 3-base economy, and then go into a later but stronger composition, and Life hit him at the perfect time.
Yeah, perfect timing, man. I loved how he went Hydras before getting his Roach count up, then buffered his Roach count just a little bit, went across the map, knowing that composition-wise he could not be beaten. And that's what I feel DongRaeGu overestimated his map control he'd get with the Mutalisks.
It was how he used the gas. Instead of using the gas for the Mutalisks, he used it for a few more Infestors, for a few more Roaches, and also for the Hydralisks, exactly. And the Hydralisks made sure that those Mutalisks couldn't do anything. So very, very smart play in the Zerg versus Zerg by Life.
And Life takes a 100% win rate on this map in ZvZ, whereas DRG takes 0%. That's both of their first times playing ZvZ on Vestige. And that is also one reason why DRG might have felt like he had a little bit more control with those views of the map. He might have thought it was a little bit longer than that. He had a little bit more time to defend, but in reality, he did not. Abyssal City, another pretty large map. This is a map that Protoss players hate, but luckily for Protoss players, we've got 2 Zergs on this map. I'm really excited to see if DongRaeGu is going to be the one putting the aggression on. He really knows how to do it well. His micro is actually insanely good with his Baneman splits.
Yeah, let's not forget in the last game he had this one slip-up where he did not cancel his hatch and then suddenly lost the 300 minerals, and of course the drone too. Of course, later on he was able to pick up Queen, but still the trade in favor of Life is giving him a little bit of an edge. Game 2 is on though. Abyssal City Life is in the lead with 1-0. Can DRG take game number 2? This is the Blizzard Cup 2012.